I do all my best thinking in motion. Any movement will do, but cars are the best. Unfortunately, I haven't owned a car since 2016, so as a result, for the better part of 8 years, I haven't been doing a ton of thinking. But that's about to change. My brother just moved to California and left behind his 2007 Lexus on the mean streets of Baltimore. He said that if I flew out and rescued it, the car was all mine. Honestly, I've kind of enjoyed my carless life. It's almost become part of my identity. Always needing a ride, rarely chipping in for gas. But after 2 winters in Boston and 1 in Boulder, I'm tired of the 20-degree bike ride when I need something across town. Conveniently, I'm going to a wedding in DC this weekend, so all I gotta do now is catch a 6 a.m. train to Baltimore and then drive 27 hours through the heartland of the country back home. I missed the train to Baltimore. The wedding was too good and I stayed up too late. Either way, I eventually made it and the car was there waiting for me as advertised. Looks like Scott left me half a tank of gas. That's respect. See you, Baltimore! I had no way of connecting my phone, but somewhere in West Virginia, I tuned into a local baseball game on a static FM radio station. Over the next couple days, I would listen to 3 baseball games from start to finish on top of catching games in Cleveland and Kansas City. I think I love baseball because my dad loves baseball. Everything about it reminds me of him. For a lot of people growing up, their dad's their hero, and I was no different. But my dad was also the hero for a lot of my friends too. He coached all our baseball teams from t-ball onward. I can't tell you how often in a conversation with an old friend we'll start with, "How you been, man? More importantly, how's your dad?" And I'll say something like, "Well, I'm actually doing pretty good. I'm about to get married." And they'll quickly respond, "I don't care. How's your dad?" I feel the same way, to be honest. I miss him. We've lived in different states now for the past 4 years. We don't get to chop it up as much as we used to. He would love this trip, though. Visiting some of the hard-to-reach ballparks in the country. My days are a blur between sleep, 12-hour drives, and baseball. And for some reason, I can't stop thinking about my dad. We watched so much baseball together when I was growing up. I'll never forget this one Giants game the 2 of us went to when I was 9 years old. I had all these brothers, so it was rare when it was just us. It was the 9th inning, the game was tied, and JT Snow was barreling down the third baseline to score the winning run. The crowd's going nuts, but I'm too short to see what's going on. My dad throws me on his shoulders, my heart explodes into pure happiness. Snow's safe, and the Giants win a meaningless game in July.
And the game is over! The Giants have won it!
But to me, nothing else matters in the world. A summer afternoon at the ballpark is about so much more than baseball. As I sit by myself, I tune in and out of the conversations around me. A mom laughing about how badly her husband botched the park job on the way in. Friends exchanging life advice. The occasional group actually discussing the game. Kids growing up, old-timers reliving their glory days. It's a beautiful thing. How can you not be romantic about baseball? It doesn't help when you drive 1,831 miles by yourself. That'll make anyone sentimental. I saw a lot in 3 days. The flatlands of Kansas and the hills of West Virginia. The White House and a coworker's parents' house. But mostly, I spaced out and thought about my dad. More than anything, I feel lucky. I had the incredible fortune of being born to great parents. I think there's no single stroke of luck that's more important for your future chances in life. I've got this mom that put me ahead of herself every single chance she's had since the day I was born.
Sorry about that. I'm gardening. I must have dialed you by mistake. I love you.
And a dad who was never a conventional dad. Instead, we were always complete equals. Thought partners and friends. Baseball fans and baseball teammates. And no matter how old I get, I still look up to him in the same way I did in those early seasons of T-ball. He's my dad. Don't tell me about your life.